Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Ragini Mishra. I'm a public health expert and also the nodal officer for COVID-19 in my state. Friends, as you are aware that due to COVID-19 pandemic, mental health has been a big challenge to tackle during this pandemic. So in this video, I'm just going to explain you 12 ways to maintain your mental health during COVID-19 pandemic. As you are aware that COVID-19 has thrown the whole planet into a state of tension and relaxation. I am a public health specialist in my own state and I am in charge of COVID-19 initiative. In general, I believe that the disease's social stigma has caused mental distress in almost all age groups. A healthy body is accompanied by a healthy mind. I have been following certain steps to cope up with anxiety caused by COVID-19. It is recommended that one should take the steps outlined below to de-stress the COVID-19 situation. Number 1. Use a news and a social media filter. It can become more disturbing than informative after a certain stage. Make sure you get your facts from credible, non-sensational outlets. Also determine how much reading is beneficial to you in a day and try to adhere to that amount. It can be upsetting to have to deal with this. Number 2, look after the body. It's important to keep exercising during the coronavirus pandemic, which will last for months. Clinical trials indicate that daily exercise releases chemicals like dopamine and serotonin that are as effective at treating moderate depression as antidepressant medicine or psychotherapy. Exercising and consuming reasonably well balanced food, exercising your body on regular basis, having plenty of sleep and limiting your alcohol and drug intake would all help to improve your immunity and resilience. Number 3, make a plan for dealing with sudden decrease in social interaction, example classes and events being cancelled. Individuals are urged to practice social distancing as one of the most influential ways to help elevate the COVID-19 pandemic. This entails staying away from areas where people congregate and keeping a safe distance, roughly 6 feet or 2 meters from others. It's important to come up with new ways to keep those links alive. We might also take solace in knowing that we are not alone and that we are all working together to protect our community's health and well-being. Number 4, making a new adjusted schedule that accounts for cancellation. Maintain as much consistency as possible and concentrate on what you can manage in terms of disease prevention and prevention in general. Taking appropriate precautions and avoiding unnecessary risks are beyond our power. We can protect our emotional well-being by listening to credible sources of knowledge and following the national and international prevention guidelines. Number 5, write down your worries. In a journal or paper, write down all of your worries until your anxiety has decreased by half. Make a regular list of what's going well and keep track of what's not. Regardless of your current circumstances, you might be able to spend more time with your children, read a book you have been meaning to read, or learn to cook. These suggestions are particularly helpful if you have pre-existing mental health disorder. Keep any meetings you have with your therapist or doctor. Ask if video appointments are available if you are not feeling well physically. 6. Follow an antidepressant diet. During the crisis, anxiety is likely to rise, but a well-nourished body is better able to handle stress. Whole grains, vegetables, especially green leaves, fruits, berries, nuts, including almonds, seeds, and olive oil, are included in an antidepressant diet because of their antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. A wide range of foods should be consumed. Eat a variety of foods every day, including whole grains like wheat, corn, and rice, legumes like lentils and beans, fruits and vegetables, and some animal-based forms, example meat, fish, eggs, and milk. Number 7, get some restorative sleep. Sleep deprivation affects 90% of depressed people, and fears of coronavirus are likely to exacerbate this problem. Good sleep is a type of overnight therapy that increases the likelihood of successfully coping with strong emotions. Every day, try to get up and go to bed at the same time. It also helps to get 8 hours of sleep, take a hot bath, set the bedroom temperature to 18 degrees Celsius, and avoid screen time 2 hours before bedtime. Number 8. Take advantage of free meditation apps. What type of meditation technique you can use is primarily determined by what works best for you. When it comes to meditation, there's no one size fits all solution. It's possible that what works for you won't work for me. To cope with stress and anxiety, try the Insight Timer app. The software, which is available for free on Google Play, includes guided meditations as well as music tracks for sleep, anxiety, and mindfulness. This app is notable for its focus on culture. With a free account, you can enter a global group of mediators and engage in mindfulness challenges to help you achieve your goals. Children's meditation courses are also available on Insight Timer. 9. Make it a habit to stick to a work routine. Rather than aiming to get in better shape, set a specific target, such as walking 30 minutes every other day. To keep tracks of your progress, use one of many fitness trackers or mobile apps available, or simply use a calendar to monitor the duration of your exercise, distance traveled, and effort level. Keeping track of your progress will help you stay accountable and motivated to keep going. Declare it aloud. Share your goals and habits with a friend or share them on social media. Set aside daily times to exercise with each other over the phone or by video call, and give support and encouragement to one another. 10. Using a product or service that will help you preserve your mental health during a pandemic. Many novel approaches to mental health and psychosocial care in times of crisis may be scaled up. Use of crisis hotlines, teleconsultations, digital self-help networks, innovative ways to ensure availability of psychotropic drugs like use of drones, and task sharing, shifting for basic psychosocial support are only a few of these strategies. 11. Making use of mobile applications that can assist you in maintaining your wellness and well-being. Sleep monitoring software can be used to keep track of your dreams and how much sleep you get. Dietary monitoring apps can help you prepare meals, count calories, and remember to drink enough water. Apps for physical activity will help you remember to get up and move or lead you through a particular activity like yoga or cycling. Mental health apps can help you relax and meditate, keeping you on the road to recovery, or help you cope with anxiety, depression, post-traumatic stress disorder, or other issues. Accept social distance but reject social isolation. When you are outdoors, keeping your distance from others has a positive effect. On the other hand, social isolation can have detrimental effect on mental and cardiovascular health. Make time to send messages to former colleagues, acquaintances, and family who live far away. Set up a call with Google Duo, Zoom, or whatever medium is available if necessary. When reconnecting, keep in mind that you may hear some negative or sad news, so be prepared to take the good with the bad. Share good news like how extracurricular online coursework is going on. Show appreciation and give virtual assistance in any way you can.